are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it. What?
At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, Jason, as always. Jesse is here doing what he does. Preston, the czar of information. It's a no-call, no-show from this guy, so we're going to have to report him, and that's another mark on his file. So
he'll probably have is it a verbal warning, or is it a write-up? Where are we at with him?
I think he needs a write-up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you said that, all I can think is the episode of The Office where Dwight's telling Jim, like, if you get this many warnings, that equals 1 demerit, and then 27 demerits equal.
Then you lose. Goes on. Then you lose a Schrute buck.
Yeah.
And Stella is on the ones and zeros. So we're here. It's a Wednesday. Normally we record on a Thursday.
Things are weird.
So it's kind of, it's hump day. Hey, have you noticed, and maybe it's just me. Okay, maybe this is a me thing.
It could be.
On your road, and we don't need to tell people what road you're on. And we don't need to, but you live on Church Street. On your road, there are some speed bumps.
Yeah.
The sign says speed hump.
Oh,
yeah.
Love it. I love it so much.
Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah, I have.
You have?
I have, yeah.
It's
been around.
I've only seen bump.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a child. Every time I see that, I just think of like rabbits.
Do you think that Yeah, Jesse.
It checks out.
Do you think that that's a sign guy making a joke?
It's definitely a sign guy making a joke.
Yeah?
Yeah. Somewhere. Well, okay, is this
what's the difference between a hump and a bump? I mean, can they
in the terms of road?
Well, let's all be very careful, okay? This is PG. I'm just saying,
grow up, Stella.
I'm just saying it technically I don't
I think
I'm not going to Google search it,
so,
but
do not Google search.
I got you. I got that VPN.
Okay, so I think in your old neighborhood of Chateau Ridge, I think there were humps. I think there were long humps. Mm-hmm. And I think a bump is a raised smaller. Okay. I think there's a hump, which is...
But your road...
Those are bumps.
Those are bumps.
Yeah.
They're not humps.
Got the answer.
Okay, tell us.
Take that, Preston. Speed humps tend to be slightly smaller in height than speed bumps, but they're longer, whereas speed bumps are taller and more likely to be found in a parking lot.
Yeah.
So maybe they just had leftover speed hump signs.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do with a speed hump sign if not a road?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess put it at a rabbit farm.
So speed bumps are meant to slow cars down to 5 to 10 miles per hour, where humps slow cars down 25 to 30. Oh, that's 15 to 20 miles per hour. Why do they have kilometers? Who does that?
Canadians.
Have you watched the Nate Bargatze George Washington skit?
I saw that one skit. That was it.
That was good, wasn't it?
It's great.
It was like, nobody knows.
Nobody knows. But how many yards are in a mile? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah, it was so funny. And he was talking about football, It's a sport where you use your hands to throw the ball,
But do you ever use your foot?
Sometimes you get points.
Sometimes it's one.
Sometimes it's three. It was a really funny skit.
It's really funny.
And he really nailed it.
Yeah.
He said in his interview or his on his podcast when he was talking about SNL, he said that skit almost didn't make it. Because he said he was just kind of reading it in the dress rehearsals or whatever, but then they have one dress rehearsal, like the big one before the show.
Yeah.
And he said it almost didn't even make it to dress rehearsal. And then he said, but then when dress rehearsal happened, he was like in it.
Yeah.
And he said it blew up. It was like the funniest thing. And they moved it all the way up to the front of the show rather than putting it at the back because it was the funniest one.
It was, yeah. Well, I mean, that's all he saw. But
you should, though, do the Halloween one. You'll like that one, the movie trailer. I think you'd like a few of the skits on there.
I'll watch it. I'm just not I'm
get
just
it.
not an SNL guy.
I get it.
I was.
I actually saw a couple funny other SNL skits that were like newer, that were like legitimately like, this is actually really funny.
Okay.
I'll send you the one. It was a Totino's pizza roll commercial that was very funny. It was very funny. Yeah. But I'm not gonna. I'm fighting the urge, and I will resist the urge to try to just basically try to act the whole thing out right now, which I know is not funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm just that
come
guy.
on, Dan.
It's my drama
Please do
background
it.
coming back. Have I ever talked about this? How I was in drama club?
Went
No,
to
but
went to nationals.
I was on the drama team at Elgin. Me and Jared Howard are the only ones to
Friend of the show.
listen. Friend of me. I love Jared. You know.
But it's not mutual.
No, I think it's mutual, but he's gone a little bit further left than I did.
No.
You know, I stayed right to center. No, I stayed pretty far right. But and it seems like he's gone left, so I don't know, like, you know, but I can be friends with people that don't agree with me.
But he can't be friends
politically.
with you.
I don't know
That's
that.
the problem.
No, I'm not saying
Okay,
that.
so
I'm
listen-
not
I'm saying that.
I
Yeah,
will
I'm
not
saying
put
that.
that on him.
Okay.
I will.
Jared aside,
Jared aside,
are Republicans or conservative people
conservative people.
more likely to have a friend that's a liberal rather than a liberal who has a friend with a conservative?
Isn't that
Yeah.
like tomato? Because it's like,
No.
if a conservative has a liberal friend, then that liberal person also has a conservative friend, so they cancel each other out.
Well, the question really is, when asked, conservatives say that, yeah, I'd have a friend that's
Okay.
liberal, but when asked, liberals say absolutely not.
Well, see, that's the thing. So when January 6th, let's come back to that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Right in there.
Let's just get right into it.
I hate talking politics. I really do. But on January 6th, when all that happened, I wrote.
What happened?
Let's not worry about it.
Okay.
It was interesting. Firsthand witness. But
I mean, are you talking about the day that the police were welcoming those peaceful protesters?
They
And
gave him a
gave
tour.
the guy with the horn hat.
Is that
they
what you're
gave him
talking
a
about?
tour.
Yeah, and they said, "Please come on
Yeah.
in." Okay.
Jacob Chansley, I think is his
Yeah.
name. Yeah.
He's like, I think I'm not.
I don't know his name.
Oh, no.
It rhymes with Jacob Chansley. I don't know. But so, anyways, after that day, I tweeted or Facebook or whatever. I said I support Donald J. Trump.
Yes, I remember that.
I had friends, lifelong friends, friend 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
My whole adult life.
A former guest on this show.
That's one of them.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Is that why
flat out,
Preston's not here anymore?
flat out dropped me,
Dropped you.
ghosted me from everything, and they sent a nasty email or nasty text. I can't believe send, and then nothing. And I one of them,
Yeah. Yeah.
I text him every day on his birthday.
You would.
I have for 20 years,
I know. I hear you.
and for 17 years I got a reply. The last 3 years, nothing.
Is that the former guest on the show? Wouldn't
No,
be,
that's a
'cause you
different
don't-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's one that we lived.
Do I know
with.
this guy?
Uh-huh.
One that we lived with.
Yeah, his birthday right next to yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
That
I
guy.
guess.
yeah.
That's
Let's not
too
talk
bad.
You
about
should
it.
next
I'm
one.
depressed.
Next time you
but-
text him, you should say,
This
text him,
is-
"Hey, this is your 45th birthday, and Donald Trump was still the greatest president of all time."
Yeah.
This is not a political podcast.
No.
Do we have political opinions? Sure, we do.
But they're all the same.
Are we happy? Are we thrilled that Bill Collins is the mayor of Marion?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure
he
we
won?
are.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Dude, he's got great signs.
He's
Best
going to be the
signs.
greatest mayor that Marion has ever had. I can't name another mayor other than the one that will go unnamed. But
I think his first executive order as mayor, he should sign off on that pavilion and make it under his name.
because its shirts are pavilion now, and he should. Yeah, they're just all of his energies.
This is now my
should go
pavilion.
to calling that shirts or pavilion.
No, call it Collins.
I mean,
Pavilion.
call it Collins Pavilion. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Or build a bigger one right next to it.
Collins
that's better.
Park.
Or
Yeah.
in that park too, which I think they should have done for a while, build a restroom and just put above one of the urinals the shirts or urinal.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like a sign that says, "Come in here if you want to take a shirt, sir." You know.
My first place of employment, anytime someone goes to the bathroom to poop, they still call it taking a shrake, and no one that worked there has ever even met me.
That's
at this
pretty
point.
great.
He's epic.
Yeah.
So it seems like I was going to start to talk
I'm
about
sorry.
something, but I don't really
SNL,
know what
you
it
didn't
was.
want to redo it.
Oh, I was in drama.
Drama.
team.
Drama. Yeah.
Jared Howard.
Jared Howard and I.
Not
Jared,
friends anymore.
Jared, if you are watching or listening,
Yeah.
I'd love to catch up sometime. I really would. Jared is like,
But that's what I'm saying.
Jared
you're
and
more
I,
but you're more likely to reach out to the liberal than he is to you.
I don't know. I'm not going to put that on Jared. Jared and I, we played basketball together, 8th grade year.
On the B team.
Shut up. And our practice was in Prospect.
Yeah.
Okay. And he lived right next to that. So every day we would go to Jared's house, drink Mountain Dew, and watch either Dumb and Dumber or Monty Python and the Holy Grail. For the whole season, we would do that.
And you're on drama team.
Later, we were on the drama team. But
And oddly enough, you made the B squad.
And
Even
we were on
after
the
all
drama
that,
team.
yeah.
Next year, I didn't make the B squad. But
Because he didn't try out.
anyway, Jared's a friend of mine, and we are the only people from the county ever to make it to the national.
Arizona, right?
That year it was in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah. The keynote speaker was Shelley Long.
Ah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And,
of Cheers notoriety.
Yeah. At the time, I was not as much of a Cheers fan as I am today.
Of course. I mean,
but
that's a given.
I was like Shelley Long, but now I'm like Shelley Long, huh? Right. So,
but now she's
a
like
weirdo.
82.
I know, but
It's Shelley Long.
she's making it work.
Come on.
Come
Shelley
on.
Long.
So we went to the national tournament. We were pretty successful. I just threw away a box full of trophies, all first place trophies. We
There was one.
In drama. Not basketball. Drama.
I just felt like Donald Trump. I had a box full of trophies. They were all first place,
Best trophies ever.
Some say.
We should do an entire episode where we all just do our
No, we
Donald
can't.
Trump.
I don't
yes,
wear
we
horrible
can.
For some reason, I don't have a good Trump. I've not really worked on it, but
We need to get Dave
I
on.
got a good Obama.
Peanut butter cup.
Peanut butter cup.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, and Jared and I, our first tournament that we ever went to, we were like punk rock,
Yeah.
We were like showing up and we were like wearing like jeans and t-shirt, and everybody else had suits on because I was like it's like the culture, like you wear a suit and tie. And we got second place, and like we'd never done it before. Like we'd never competed before. And there were like lots of other people there that had done it, and we were like freshmen, and we got second place. And we're like, what the heck? And all of the notes from the judges, the only negative things were like, you need to wear a tie, like they didn't like how we were dressed. So next week we showed up in a tie, and doggone it if we didn't win every other tournament after that. So yeah, we crushed. We basically crushed. So I was in speech. I can do a little drama. I was watching SNL. Nate Bargatze is a better stand-up comedian than I am. I can say that. I'm willing to say that.
That's gracious
But
of you.
Thank you. I that one of the most successful stand-up comedians
And
today.
he's everywhere.
That
he's on College Game Day
he's
doing
huge.
picks,
He's
and he's doing the
huge.
Country Music Awards.
And I'm willing to concede that he's probably slightly better than I am at stand-up, who have never done it, by
that's
the way.
very gracious of you.
But I will say that I could have done those skits better than him.
Oh, stop.
What? He's not an actor. He never acts.
He had a pilot for a show once.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
That's why it was just a pilot.
Anyway, this is not a competition. I'm not in competition with Nate Bargatze.
No.
So what do you want to talk
So
about
you and
today?
Jared, what was the point?
I just wanted to brag about my drama club trophies.
I got rid of all my basketball trophies.
Yeah.
I was never in drama. So
You should have actually...
I think debate.
you should have been in, not debate. I don't think...
Impromptu.
Here's the thing. I don't think you would be good at debate because I think you're too emotional.
Yeah.
That's
You're stupid.
Yeah.
They make a point. He's like, "Are you kidding me? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard."
Yeah, so I think you're too emotional to be in debate, but you would have been very good at extemporaneous, where they just give you a topic and then you have 5 minutes to prepare, and then you walk up and you give a 10-minute speech.
I don't want the 5.
Yeah.
Tell me as I'm walking up on stage.
I'm fine. I think you could have crushed in
Okay,
that.
Teletubbies, here we go.
Got it. The T. So, yeah. Anyway, there it is. So do you have things you want to talk about
I
today?
have lots of things.
I got so much stuff.
I got a thing.
I've got this thing. Have you ever noticed when on movies, television shows, movies, that sort of thing, have you ever noticed that whenever there's something like newsworthy that's happening, like a friend of theirs is like missing, or there's like some sort of like national news that somehow applies to the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
The moment they turn the TV
It's
on,
instantly
it
that.
is instantly the exact information that they needed.
Right.
Like they never have to be like, oh, it's halfway. Were they just talking about that? Or they, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's instantly exactly what they needed
It's like,
at exactly the
that
right
squirrel
time.
can water ski.
I was just looking for a water skiing squirrel.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. It's almost impossible, but it seems to happen every time. Works out pretty well for them. So that's not really a thing.
No.
That's not a lot. It's just an observation.
It is an It is a observation.
I have another observation about black people, but I'll save that for later.
tease. That's a tease.
That's a tease. But we love black people.
Yes.
I love white people. I like all people.
Well, some.
Of
Red and yellow, black and white.
they are precious in his sight.
And mine.
Okay, so I want to pick a couple activities,
Okay.
and then I want to decide what we're going to pack as a lunch.
Okay.
So,
No, I'm with you.
okay.
No,
so
you don't have to explain. Just tell me the activity.
Okay, activity.
Uh-huh.
Friend's house, backdoor swimming pool.
Okay. So I'm going to my friend's house.
This is not a community pool.
Yeah.
This
no,
is
I
a
hear
friend's
you.
house. Okay.
Timmy has invited me over.
Yes.
And Timmy's a rich kid, and his family has a pool.
Yes. But he asked you to pack a lunch.
And he said, just pack a lunch. Okay.
Are we sharing?
No.
No.
This is your
Do
lunch.
I have access to Timmy's microwave?
Well, in this particular case, I would say you're at Timmy's house, so yes.
So I have access to his microwave.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say,
Are we going to give an age? How old are you?
oh, that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just assuming I'm a kid.
Timmy. You're like 40. Yeah, Timmy invited me over to swim.
We had Timmy Hatfield on the show, so, maybe.
Okay.
But
Pick an age.
I'm going to say I'm 7.
Okay.
Okay. Funyuns?
Wait, are you going to brown paper bag it so you can throw it away, or you have a lunch pail?
I'm going to have a lunch pail.
Okay.
It's going to have an inner lining to keep it cold.
And decorative in dinosaurs.
I was going to say it would probably be like some sports related thing, like
You
a
loved
Cincinnati Reds
Danny
thing.
and the Dinosaur. Do you remember that?
It was a book.
It was
right?
a book, yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. My name's Danny. Back then it was. So I'm going to say that I'm going to bring, it's going to have Funyuns
Oh, okay.
and lemon heads and Hot Pockets.
Okay.
Okay. And
good.
so I'm going to take the Hot Pockets
What flavor
to
Hot
his
Pocket?
house. Pepperoni.
Meatball is better, but okay.
You're 7.
My 7-year-old self wants the pepperoni kind.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm going to go with Cowtails, a bologna sandwich.
Can I change mine to a Chico stick?
I was just going to say Chico stick.
Shut up.
No, I swear, because what is a Chico stick?
A Chico stick is it's like the consistency of a pretzel, kind of,
Okay.
maybe a little denser than a pretzel.
Yeah.
The flavor is peanut butter and toasted coconut. It comes off kind of in shards.
Is it a Chico stick chicken related?
No, it's not chicken related at all.
Are we
it's
sure?
Peanut butter and coconut
Are we sure?
are the flavors. Yeah, I'm 100% sure. I
that
love
a-
Chico sticks.
It's kind of like a Butterfinger.
Yeah, it's
without
like
the
a
chocolate.
Butterfinger
It's just the inside.
sans chocolate.
Yeah.
That's exactly kind of what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, Butterfinger sans chocolate.
Okay. Chico
But
stick.
with some toasted coconut.
Would
like
you rather have a Chico stick or a Cowtail?
Chico stick?
Cowtail.
Cowtail all
Yeah.
day.
No, I'm not a big cowtail guy.
Cowtails are great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Highly
that's
underrated.
Highly underrated.
Highly underrated. So I'm going to go Cowtail, bologna sandwich, Lay's potato chips.
fine. Okay.
That's 7-year-old Jason.
I might do a Charleston chew. Maybe I'll do a Charleston chew. But
Okay, Jesse, what do you got in your lunch?
Brisket.
At age 7.
come on, his
Okay.
discerning taste.
Come on, man. Listen, a 20-hour smoked brisket?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be Jesse's answer for everything, by the way. But that's
you
fine.
ruined it.
Oh, sorry.
That was my plan.
Sorry.
Okay.
No, all right. When I'm 7,
Yeah.
probably a I don't know. I mean, a sandwich of some form, probably turkey. We always had turkey in the house.
Yeah.
A bag of Cooler Ranch Doritos, which I don't even think they make the Cooler Ranch anymore.
That was a thing?
I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
Well, you guys are 10 years older than me. At one point,
When we were kids, they didn't even have Cool Ranch.
So they had Cool Ranch.
We
they
had Doritos. That was it.
They had Cool Ranch and then Cooler Ranch, which is just a doubling up of the ranch
Really?
flavoring.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, your hands got so dusty.
I remember when Cool Ranch Doritos came out.
Oh.
Yep.
Come on.
It was like
Changed my life.
There's like two. It's like I feel like they should have changed the BCAD.
Yeah, at that
You
moment.
just go back to year 0.
Yeah.
And like post and pre
BCR.
Cool Ranch Doritos.
Before Cool Ranch.
When's the last time you ate a Cool Ranch Dorito?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Like 2 days ago.
I mean, it might be 5 years for me. I don't remember the last time I had a Cool.
But listen,
I'm just sad you guys didn't experience the cooler ranch.
yeah, I don't even know.
Doritos.
When we were kids, there was just like you said,
Doritos.
It was Doritos.
We also had Fritos.
and we called them Doritos.
Doritos. Was it?
Dad did not like Doritos. He didn't really want them around the house. He said they smelled like feet. You remember that?
Now that you say it, I do kind of remember that. Yeah.
And my candy would be the banana Laffy Taffy.
Okay.
What a horrible choice.
That's the best.
Okay, next.
Okay, sorry.
Family canoe trip.
Okay.
Okay, so like Mohican River.
So I'm not taking a Hot Pocket on this one.
No, you don't have access to the microwave.
Well, everything needs to be able to be wrapped well enough that if it fell in the water, it wouldn't get soggy.
So Ziploc bag.
Yeah, Ziploc bag. Okay, yeah, I guess.
I mean, not the sandwich baggie without the Ziploc.
Yeah,
You need the seal.
Okay. I'm gonna say a Gatorade. I'm gonna say a tin of Planters cheese curls and a bologna sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What age are you?
Now.
Is this still 7? Oh, now?
Oh, now?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's you said now.
Family canoe trip.
Oh,
You're going with your family.
Oh.
You've got a wife and kids with you.
I'm not going on that trip.
There's nothing there for me. Only misery and crying and pain.
Oh, and shout out to my mother-in-law, Susan,
Yeah.
who bought me this mug.
That is a good mug.
So it's a left-handed mug. Is what it
It's
is.
less good now.
Because it's made to go like that, you know.
Do it with your right hand. I
And
wanna
at
see
one
how it
point, I
works.
had mentioned something about left-handed mugs, and she liked it. Although the downfall to this mug is if when it's hot, you really can't. Like it's so hot, like you can't do that. You know.
where your fingers are at. It's closer to
Yeah.
the liquid.
So I actually have to do it right-handed, and I hold on it like that, and that's not so
It
bad.
kind of looks like a shell.
Yeah, it's got a shellish, a conch. What was the video game that you had to collect conch shells?
Yeah.
Jaws.
It was Jaws.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. I beat Jaws, by the way.
I watched you beat Jaws. All right, what's next?
Okay. Well, I mean, I got other stuff. Are we done with the activities?
I don't know.
I'm taking
What are you taking?
brisket sandwiches.
Yeah.
But the bun is the sweet Hawaiian rolls. So a little brisket on a little sweet Hawaiian roll. And probably some chips with that.
I think I'm just going to take a big bag of sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be going down the river. I'm going to be chewing and spitting, and spitting.
Yeah, sunflower seeds are good. Peanuts are good.
Yeah.
Granola bars that are like wrapped, so if it falls,
Okay, let's do just one more activity.
All right.
Cross-country road trip. You're in the car.
Oh, come on. Holiday
just did this.
Road. You don't know what that's from, do you?
No.
Have you ever seen the Griswold Family Vacation? The first one, not the Christmas?
No.
Oh, it's a classic.
It is a classic. We go to Wally World.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, so cross-country family road trip.
Yeah. You're all stuck in a car
Well, we do
together.
this all the time.
Yeah, you do.
So typically, we have a cooler, and in that cooler has various meats and cheeses. And
Are we doing
there's
crackers with that?
Grapes.
Are you doing crackers with the meats and cheeses?
We might have some crackers.
Okay. Like the Ritz.
Come on,
No.
Club?
Buttery club.
club are good too.
Not for a road trip. Road
Oh,
trip, you
yeah.
want the Ritz.
No.
Club's more of a Saturday afternoon cracker.
No.
I've got club crackers right now in my house.
Name brand?
Come on.
He lives in a loft.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Keebler?
Keebler. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a Keebler situation. Yeah, various meats and cheeses, fruits like that are like grapes,
Yeah.
blueberries, like those kind of fruits.
Where do you fall on raisins?
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
If I have a box of raisins,
Yeah.
I might eat it.
You're not going to turn it down.
I'm not going to turn it down if
Yeah.
I'm hungry, you
Yeah.
know. But I'm not like, oh man, I've never had the thought like, boy, I could really use some raisins right now.
I like taking the box of raisins and dumping the whole thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like just a big wad of raisin.
It's a big wad.
Yeah, that's fun.
Have you ever craved something like just so strong, like out of nowhere?
Uh-huh. Myrtle Beach, 1996, juice.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? So our parents, we went on a family vacation. We're teenagers.
Yeah.
Nick Scott was there with us.
Yeah.
And Wellesley Desmond. And our parents went to they do the thing where they try to do a sales pitch for like a condo timeshare type of thing. Yeah. So they went to one of these sales pitches and they got like a gift card or something with it.
Okay.
And they left us alone. And so they said, basically, we'll be back this evening.
Yeah.
They're going to be gone all day. Mm-hmm. So we're sitting at home. We're sitting in the condo.
Uh-huh.
And we just look at each other and like, what do we have to drink? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like we look in the fridge and there's like pop and coffee and water and stuff like that. Like, I really want some juice.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean juice? I don't know. Juice.
Yeah.
So we walk like 3 miles
to get some juice.
Do you remember that?
That's a very Nick thing to do.
Nick Scott, yeah.
Nick was, impulsive that way. He liked an adventure.
Well, that was an adventure. And I think our parents got home before we did. Mm-hmm. Like, where were you?
No cell phones.
No cell phones. Yeah. We're just living life.
I guess they'll figure it out. And we did,
We did live life, and we're live. We're still alive.
Mm-hmm. The other day I was going on the longest run I've gone on. And Aaron, friend of the show, Aaron and I were there. And he said something about orange juice as we're running. And I've never wanted orange juice so bad in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but I was like, orange juice sounds so good right now. It was like amazing.
My biggest craving at any given moment is always donuts.
Yeah.
I could go for a donut anytime.
I love a donut. All right. So what else are we going to talk about? You want me to talk about something? I'll talk about something. Jesse was talking about earlier, I think before we started recording, that you've been watching the Lauer Road Radio shorts.
Yes.
Okay. So when they come up on my computer, if I pull up YouTube, I might click on one.
Yeah.
Especially if I see that it has comments, because then I want to read the comments. Yeah. And you made one where we were talking about who could dunk a basketball.
Yeah.
This might go nicely into my observation.
Okay.
Positive observation, by the way.
Yeah.
Of black people. I just want to get rid of the stigma that we can't like talk about like the races, like the differences between white people and black people. You know what I mean? Like it's such a stupid thing. Like that would make people like, oh, he's got an observation about black people. He must be Hitler or something. I don't know who I was just doing an impression of. Oh, you go. All right. So anyway, we were talking about who could dunk a basketball.
Yeah.
And I had said your number you came out with
2%.
was 2%, which I still think is absolutely ridiculous.
I think
we're talking general population.
General population. I think 1 in 100.
No,
maybe.
No.
Okay.
Well, this guy though, TKC 2995. Okay,
I'm not sure
whoever that is.
Yeah.
He said, I'm white, and I can dunk a basketball. He said, I'm 6'2" and 160. My buddy Tim is white ASF. I don't know what that means. And and he's 5'10", and he can also dunk. He said at least 2%. First of all, TKC 2995, you're a moron.
Is that Tony Cook?
Yeah, it's probably Tony Cook. Yeah, I'm sure it's Tony Cook. He can probably dunk though.
Still. And he's 60.
Here's what it reminded me of. It's such a stupid observation.
I'm white.
I'm white and I can dunk, and I got a friend who's white and he can dunk. It's got to be at least 2%.
Here's 2. 1, 2. There it is.
That's 2%.
The empirical evidence would suggest.
Yeah.
I have 98 friends. 2 of us can dunk. That's 2%.
So I have a few things to say about this. First of all, TKC 2995.
Yeah.
I don't think you can dunk. I think one time you dunked a tennis ball.
Yeah.
Like I think once you dunked a tennis ball and then you're like, I could totally dunk. So first of all, TKC, I don't think he can dunk. And secondly, I'm not sure that you have a friend. Like I'm not 100% sure about that.
His name is Tim.
Yeah. He gave him a name. That's classic lying.
Yeah.
You know that. You give enough specifics, but not too much.
Have you ever talked about our first few episodes of Lauer Road?
And how we used to lie?
We used to lie.
Yeah.
So
well, you would lie, and I would just kind of go with it.
When we first started, we didn't have an audience.
No.
None. There was nobody listening.
Yeah.
It was us. We had like 2 downloads. It was us.
Mm-hmm.
And so
But didn't stop us from getting fan mail.
fan mail from lots of different people. And these people were me posing as other people. Mm-hmm. So I would do a search, like popular names, babies from 1975. Mm-hmm. And then, they would come up. And then I'd say, Susan. And then I would say, from Tacoma. Mm-hmm. Susan from Tacoma.
Wants to know. And then you have a random question.
I
remember when friend of the show, Joe Jr., started listening to the show.
Yeah.
And he said, and I said something like, yeah, we don't really have a lot of people that listen, but, we're committed to it. We're going to make it work. He's like, well, seems like you got a lot of people that write in. And I laughed and laughed. I was like, sure, Joe. Sure, we got a lot of people.
I keep telling Savannah all these women that are Lauer Patch Kids, they're just obsessed with me.
Yeah.
I just keep telling them they're fake. They're not even real. They're something that Jason made up.
Sure.
Yeah, I run 89 different accounts on Twitter.
So
listen, he says that. Mm-hmm. And we're like,
I really do.
I was telling Levi the other day, I was like, I don't know.
So
all that.
Yes.
Okay. For the record, we haven't lied in a long time. Everything we say right now is true.
First of all,
Yeah.
Secondly, I will not be lumped into that statement.
So you lie.
I don't lie. I'm just saying I don't want to be associated with you when it comes to that topic.
Of lying.
Yeah.
I occasionally will lie.
I mean, it all depends on the definition of a lie, and I think that's how you get by it.
If you believe it,
it's not a lie. Yeah, exactly. But there's somebody that still writes into the show sometimes that I'm quite sure is not a real person.
It's unofficial Lauer Road Radio.
No,
I still think it's Jason.
There's somebody that I
actually no. I will say I have come off my stance that it's Jason. I am in agreement with Jason that it's Carly. It's Farmer's wife.
It's definitely not Farmer's wife. I definitely
think you're wrong.
There's somebody that writes in the show that I know is not who they are.
Yeah.
So
that does happen from time to time.
Hey,
so anyway, I just want to get back to TKC 2995, and then we can talk about it. So first of all, TKC 2995, I hope you're listening, because I don't think he can dunk, and I'd like I'd like video evidence of it. You know,
challenge.
Secondly, it's such an idiotic statement. It reminded me of when I was living in Virginia, and Michaela and Levi were little. Like Michaela was like 2, and Levi would have been like 3.5.
Yeah.
And we noticed that it seemed like they were having a hard time visually. So we took them to the eye doctor. Yeah. What is that term?
Optometrist.
There it is. We took them to the optometrist, and we said, I don't know what to do here, but we think. And so there is a, for like stigmatisms, astigmatism, I think is what it is. Anyway, they can they put a dye in your eye, and it does something that they can tell, and then they can give you a lens that corrects it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what they say.
So in other words, it seemed to help with them. It was like those like blind kids, and you put the glasses on, they're like, yeah.
The worst is the hearing aid kids.
Oh my
They'd
goodness.
never hear, and then the hearing aid, and then they hear their mom for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Those get me right there. So So I have a 2 and a 3-year-old that are wearing glasses, and they're the kind of glasses that loop around the ears, because they can't keep them on.
Dorky.
Super dorky, but it helped them see. They stopped. All of a sudden, they weren't tripping so much. So I'm pretty sure it worked.
Yeah.
So I'm at the mall in Richmond, Virginia, and it's in that center.
The play area.
Where they're like only kids younger than 4, and there's like 14-year-old kids running around. Yeah. Oh, it makes me so mad. I would just get so mad. At the time there would have been like Lincoln Park kids. I understand. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You were a Lincoln Park kid, weren't you?
No,
you don't
never.
like Lincoln Park?
No, I was on the basketball courts.
You were a Master P. You probably was he around? Is that a guy?
Yeah, he was a guy.
What's up? Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Who's that?
That's DMX.
Yeah.
What's my name? Why do I know that? You probably like DMX.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
50 Cent.
Ooh, 50 Cent.
Not 50. 50.
50. So we're in the mall, and the kids are running around, and I'm standing next to this other dad, and it's like the DMV. I don't have conversations, but some people do. And the kids come up to me, and I don't know, I give them a drink of water or something like that. They go back, and they're running, and we're just sitting there. He's like, yeah, those your kids? I'm like, yeah, those are my kids. He's like, let me ask you a question. I was like, yeah. He's like, what's with the glasses? How do you know? How do you know they need glasses? It's not like, they can't like read something and be like, like that's a B, but actually it's a P, Yeah. He's like, how could you even know? I was like, well, I'm not an optometrist, but there's the dye. And I told him the same thing you did, and it seems to have, And he comes back, he's like, huh. He goes, well, I've never had glasses, and I have 20/20 vision. I'm like, cool.
Congratulations.
Are you telling me there's a corollary? Like that the one thing's connected to the other? Like, hey, kids, take off your glasses because this guy's got 20/20 vision. Like, you're not going to need them anymore. It was so obnoxious.
Was this guy black?
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
Did it sound like I was doing a...
No, I'm just...
Okay.
Just asking.
Do you feel like you can tell the difference in the voice?
Absolutely.
That's not racist.
No.
I feel like I can tell when an Asian person's talking.
True.
Because of the accent.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Or a French person. Or a German person.
Yeah.
Although I can't tell German and Austrian apart very well.
Yeah, that's a little tougher.
Well, they both speak the same language. They're all the same.
Could you tell the difference between Alabama and Mississippi?
Oh, I feel like Louisiana has its own thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But
And Texas has its own thing, too.
Come on. Alabama, Mississippi.
It's the same place, right?
I think it's pretty much the same. Yeah.
Okay.
They're all the same down there. So, anyway, you can't dunk a basketball.
Tim.
No, Tim's the friend.
Tim can dunk.
I actually feel like Tim might be able to dunk.
So this guy that's posting TKC or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, my friend can dunk. So
yeah, he's
me
5'10".
too.
I'm 6'2", of course. I could dunk.
I dunked one time when I was in high school.
Yeah?
Yep, at the YMCA.
How did that feel?
Got on a fast break. Oh my gosh, I was king of the court.
Yeah.
And then I got on a fast break, went up, barely dunked it.
Sure.
And then tried it again later on. Didn't even come close.
Just adrenaline.
But then I looked at the hoop. It was set at like 9'8".
Oh, that's funny.
I did
That's funny.
This might be the first time I ever said that it was a 9'8" round.
Oh, really? How's that feel? Get off your chest. Feel good?
I wish I'd have taken that secret to the grave.
Yeah.
Because I've talked about it so much.
We'll start calling you Ron DeSantis. Short man syndrome.
Short man syndrome.
Yeah. Have you seen that stuff on Ron DeSantis?
No.
I know you don't watch anything. He's wearing boots with lifts in them.
No.
Oh, really?
Well, you know what? Someone was interviewing him, and they're like, "All right, people."
Patrick
people
Bet-David.
Well, yeah. So I listened to that interview because he's a great interviewer,
He
though.
is, yeah.
Patrick Bet-David is awesome.
You don't.
He
know
could come on the show.
He wouldn't.
He would definitely would not. But he questioned him on it. Well, then I heard another interview where they're like, all these guys trying to gotcha, and he goes, "What do you have to say about that, Ron?" And he's like, "We have so many more problems." He goes, "It's not time for a foot fetish. It's time for..."
Which means he does wear lifts.
because he did not deny it.
He's
just
such
like,
a politician.
Oh,
Yeah.
and they're talking about Donald Trump, and he's like, Donald Trump, if you would actually have the courage to come to one of the debates, I'd wear a boot on my head. I'm like, come on, Ron.
Shut up.
I'm like, I liked you. I did.
No,
But now I'm like,
I'm done.
yep.
I'm glad he's governor of Florida, and I think he should keep on doing a good job down there.
Keep on governating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this a transition into my observation?
I mean, I've got more stuff. I mean,
we were
About
just
black
talking
people?
about black people, white people.
Yeah, you
so-
never got there.
Yeah.
okay.
So we'll just do my.
your black thing's running a little late.
It does.
Is that okay?
Sometimes. I mean, typically.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Here's my observation.
Yeah.
And it's not a negative one like that.
That's not negative. You could be fashionably late. You show up at the party, everybody's looking at you as you walk in the front door.
Okay.
That's how I do
Here's what I love. And I'm not exaggerating. I love this about black people. Okay.
Yeah.
That if you have a few black people together, okay, and I think men and women do this, both of them, but specifically men, and it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
That when something's particularly funny,
Yeah.
not just like kind of funny, but just like when
Very
they think it's
funny.
very funny,
Yeah.
they start hitting each other.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes me so happy. wailing on each other. And I've seen it happen so many times.
Is that a thing?
Oh, it's a thing.
Yeah.
You know, now that you say it, I guess I kind of think that. But
Like,
yeah,
we volunteer at a summer camp, okay, for
underprivileged.
for privileged kids. No,
Oh.
for privileged kids. They're not underprivileged. I volunteer at a summer camp for privileged kids. I mean, that's not completely inaccurate. Most of the kids are
very
doing. Most of the
accurate.
kids are
Yeah.
doing pretty well.
Their parents drop them off in Rolls Royces and
But either
They
way,
actually stay at a 5-star hotel. There's no campground.
the kids will tip me. You know. No, I volunteer at
Can I
this.
get your luggage?
They're not. They're neither privileged or unprivileged.
They're more
just,
privileged
They're
than not.
ledged. You know what I mean? They're neither. You know. They're just living their life. Anyway,
But in a 2,000 square foot home with a pool in the backyard,
they're doing just fine.
They never miss a meal.
No, they don't miss a meal. Anyway, I'm at this camp. Okay, I'm at this camp.
And they're buying lots of merch.
Oh, they buy so much merch. We need them to. The camp does. So, anyway, I volunteer at this camp.
This privileged camp.
This privileged camp. And I know there's a lot of leaders there, a lot of adults. But, I mean, we're not shooting for this, but in reality, not a lot of black people around,
Yeah.
you know? And there's two of the leaders that are black people, these two guys. And I come up to them. They're both sitting in the golf cart. They're on security that night. And I walk up to them and I said, what did I say? I was like, listen, guys, for the sake of, diversity, like I can't, like, you're our only two. Okay. So like, I can't have you guys together all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
need you to split up.
Yeah.
It's better photo ops, you know? And they liked that so
Yeah.
much that they started hitting each other. They're just smacking each other. And I'm like, I want to keep on making these guys laugh.
Yeah.
So I sat there and talked to them for
You
about
did a whole
10
stand-up.
minutes. And
Yeah.
I'm like just going into my stand-up and they're like just hitting each other. And it just makes me so happy. I just love it. I just absolutely love it. So that's all. I don't know. I saw some video and these two guys were watching something. It was a podcast of theirs or something.
Yeah.
And they were talking and something funny happened. And they
started hitting each other.
And it just reminded me that how much I like that. So
It's not a white culture thing.
no,
No,
white
I-
people don't do that.
No.
Well, I love how just two random black people will hear something like when they see each other, they automatically are like, "Yeah, hey!" Like it's like I keep coming back to the office. It's like when the one branch comes over and the one black guy looks over at Stanley and he's like, and Stanley reacts completely antithetical to what most of the time happens. But I just love that they have like that affinity.
My
for each other.
friend, my friend Bunty, he was at Levi's wedding. You weren't there. I know
there.
you weren't interested in going to Levi's wedding, but he was at Levi's
I
wedding.
did make a brisket.
You did make a brisket, and it was good. Anyway, Bunty, friend of mine, he said in college, and Bunty's Indian, like red dot, not feather.
Yeah.
And he's like family's from India. I think he was born in India.
Caste system.
And caste system.
Yeah.
It depends on how rich you are is how big your caste is. In Bunty, he's I love Bunty.
Yeah.
But he's pretty white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like Ralph Lauren shirts and doesn't like if you heard him talk you wouldn't think that he was from India or something.
Unless you looked at him.
Anyway, he's hanging out he's at college when he's going to college, and he said all of his friends were white and they're hanging out. He said every once in a while some like black people would walk by and they're like, yo, you know what I mean? He's like, hey, how's it going?
To him.
To him.
Yeah.
And he said his white friends were like, do you know that? He's like, I don't know. A lot of times they think I'm black. So he just kind of goes with
Can
it.
you imagine reversing the roles?
Did I ever tell you about when I ran into the dude in the hood with Matt Neff? Ever tell you that story?
Yeah. The Bengals thing,
So
right?
yeah, I'm in the hood, like
Yeah,
in
no, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati in the hood. Okay, and we're working on this ATM machine.
Oh, I know where.
Yeah, and
It's bad. It's bad.
It's it's really bad. It's kind of like nerve wracking, because you're working on an ATM machine anyway. And
There's 3 spots that I don't ever really want to go back to. That's one of them.
yeah. I'd rather
pretty-
be.
yeah.
I've been to Haiti, and I'd rather go back to Haiti
During hurricane season.
So
Where people are dead in the ditch.
and I'm like, listen, I get it. So anyway, I'm walking back and forth, and we're doing different stuff, and Matt and I are walking out, and you're just kind of on high alert, And this dude sees me. He's like, yo, who day? And I was like, yeah, who day? Because I'm wearing my Bengals sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And And we keep on walking, and Matt looks at me. He's like, "What the heck was that?" Because he's not a sports guy
Not
at
at
all.
all, yeah.
So he had no. I was like, "It's a sports thing." He's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Man,
You should have messed with him.
yeah, I should
Like,
have."
well, it's the gang that I'm in.
Yeah.
and, you know.
Who day? Who day?
The Who Day Gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You want to do Netflix suggestion of the week? We're running out of time.
Sure.
I better get my chicken story.
That
Is
could
that
be your strong opinion.
Is that your strong opinion?
No, I just butchered some chickens. I want to talk about it.
All right. We'll just rip through the Netflix suggestion and get straight to the chickens.
Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus.
Jason.
Maybe Amazon Prime or something like that. Like
What's
YouTube.
your
We don't want to put a
what is
box
your-
around what you watch, so
what's your Netflix suggestion of the week?
My Netflix suggestion of the week.
Uh-huh.
I watched this with Gus for the very first time.
And it
I
was?
had seen it many, many times. Gus had never seen it.
And it was?
M. Night Shyamalan's
Okay.
The Village.
The Village.
The Village. He had never seen it. And it was so great because I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
I like it a lot. I know it didn't get a lot of positive reviews. I know a lot of people hated it.
Whatever. People are
I thought it was
stupid.
good. People are stupid. But there's one particular scene about 3/4 of the way through where one of these monsters charges at Bryce Dallas.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember that.
And we watched it in theater, me and Shelby. And when it happened, I jumped in the theater.
Yeah.
I mean, because the sound hits
Sure.
and
It's intense.
Intense.
He's a good movie maker.
He's a great movie maker. So I'm sitting in my chair. Gus is sitting on the love seat. We're watching the TV. I'm kind of behind and off to the side.
Sure.
So I know it's coming. He doesn't. I get out my phone and I record him, and he jumps. His hands get close to his face, and then when it hits, he goes like this, and he got himself back together.
Good.
It's pretty
Good.
great.
Good job.
That's
So
what I do as a dad.
The Village.
The Village. It's PG-13.
It is. It's very. It's all the way there. You know.
I don't know. I don't think it's like crude or
Scary,
rude. Or,
though.
Yeah, it's intense.
Well, it's intense.
I think it's appropriate for any 13-year-old.
appropriate for any 13-year-old. There you had it. There you have it. Jason says it's appropriate for any 13-year-old. My Netflix suggestion. I'm going to keep it short.
Yeah.
Today I
do
watched
that.
a video on YouTube. and,
Tim's friend to see if he can dunk the ball.
and it was now I don't know the width or the breadth of Bruno Mars's work. I don't know Bruno very well. I know he has that one song, Uptown Funk You Up. Uptown Funk You Up. So I know he has that song. I couldn't tell you another Bruno Mars song.
I want to be a billionaire.
Is that a song of his?
Be a billionaire.
Yeah,
I don't
stop
know.
right there.
Flipping back.
Yeah,
I don't know that song.
it's a good one.
Okay, so
But
I
not
so
PG-13.
all I know is Uptown Funk You Up. That's all I know. Okay.
That's not PG-13.
Anyway, I saw a video today
Yeah.
of him. He's playing the guitar.
He's as short as Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, he's a short guy, and he's playing the guitar. Okay, and he's got a full band behind him,
Yeah.
and he starts playing the riff to "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Boom, boom, down, down, down,
Yeah, yeah.
boom, down, boom, boom, and it's like, oh, this is cool. He's gonna spell. He's gonna sing.
He's gonna smell Teen Spirit.
He's gonna smell Teen Spirit. I want to smell Teen Spirit too.
No, you don't.
So he's gonna sing "Smells Like Teen
that.
Spirit," and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool." It's like his take on this
Yeah, yeah.
Nirvana song,
Yeah.
you know. But then all of a sudden, the chord progression must be the same. He starts singing "Billie Jean" by Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
but the music is "Smells
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Teen Spirit," and it was so cool. Like it was
Okay,
just
yeah.
super cool.
I want to watch it.
Yeah, you should watch it. And so that's my YouTube suggestion.
Bruno Mars music video.
Bruno Mars "Smells Like Teen Spirit" / Billie Jean. That's what you're
If
going to
you
want to
Google that.
That's you want to going to Google that, and
Okay.
it's pretty cool. His band is excellent. Those guys.
Well, I'm sure they get well compensated for it.
I'm sure they do. All right, Jesse, talk about the chickens.
Yep. So I have some chickens.
Yeah.
All right. Got
I
some
thought you had
roosters.
quail.
I do have those too.
okay.
Yep. Feed those ones to my snakes. To my snake. But so I have some chickens. And the whole purpose of buying these chickens was to eventually butcher them. I've been putting it off. I didn't have a deep freeze to put them in. Well, now I got a deep freeze.
Okay.
And a friend, I don't think friend of the show. Maybe he is now. I think he's subscribed.
We've made him a sponsor of the show before.
Yeah, we have.
What's the name of
Cody
his product?
Daffy Down.
Daffy Down
yeah.
products.
Primo hunting / just outdoorsy guy kind of merch.
Yeah, and
Daffy
he's
Down.
going to start making duck calls too.
Yep. And so personal friend of ours.
Go to daffydown.com and enter Lauer Road Radio.
Yep. And he might actually do that.
Yeah,
Do what?
he would do something for us.
He might honor the Lauer Road Radio.
Extra tax.
I don't know.
Maybe,
something.
yeah. But anyway, good friend of mine, and I was just telling him, I gotta get these chickens butchered, and he's like, oh, well, I have a cousin who has a plucker, which that's a big deal because plucking chickens after you kill them, that's the thing that takes the longest. So I was like, yeah. He's like, I'll go get it. So after church on Sunday, he drove probably 40 minutes to pick up this plucker. He's like, all right. So he's texting me. He's like, yep, I'm on my way. I was like, okay, cool. So I go out and start getting stuff ready to butcher these chickens. I have 16 that need butchered, 15 or 16. And
it doesn't really matter.
He
15
texts
or
me.
16.
Well,
just
yeah,
pick a number.
roughly.
Like, nobody's at home.
You've got like 30 seconds.
taking notes.
Anyway, he texts me. He goes, do you know how to butcher chickens? I said, well, roughly.
I mean,
Roughly.
I've watched it
I've
done.
seen a YouTube
I can make
video.
sure they're dead.
Yeah, I've seen it. And
You hit him on the head.
whoa, and he goes, oh, good, because I've never done this. I'm like, I thought you were volunteering to help
Sure.
because you knew what you were
Yeah.
doing and you knew I didn't. So I'm like, well, we're having an
I don't
adventure.
think it's hard. You cut their head off and start pulling their feathers out, right?
Well, cutting their head off if you don't have a sharp knife
Oh, gosh.
is gruesome, and I found that out the hard way.
I would assume.
Would you use a machete?
No, I tried to use a kitchen knife.
No.
It didn't work.
No. A
I mean,
heavy
it
machete.
worked. Oh, it worked, but I was sawing that thing.
Put a
Blood
fork-
squirted all over me.
put a fork in their head.
Oh, it was awful. He has a video of me almost vomiting.
Okay.
But we got 6 butchered, 4 of them preserved. The other ones we didn't want to keep. But
Okay.
so anyway,
We're not going to want to share this with PETA.
So you had 16 chickens but kept 6.
No, I had 16 chickens, and we were going to butcher them all, but plucking them took longer, and cutting their heads off took a lot longer than it was supposed
Savannah
to.
didn't pluck them?
No, she left.
Don't you just get a really strong axe, like a sharp?
That
good
probably
axe?
would have been a better option, but didn't think of that.
What about a hatchet?
So that would have worked too, but I used a dull knife, so
a machete would have worked too.
it was rough.
Maybe like a sharp pair of scissors.
Yeah.
You know.
Something. I mean, seriously, something else. Anything but what we did.
Shears.
Anything but what we did would have worked better.
Here, hold the head.
You know, or like a like
lawn
like a
hedge
like a
trimmer.
garden one.
Yeah.
You
Like
know?
I said, all of those would have worked, but we did not do that. So I had blood all over me. It was a mess.
Did you kill the chicken before you chopped the head off?
No.
That's how you kill it, right? You just
Well, I
chop
don't know.
its
You
head
could
off.
whack it on the head and then
I think
cut the head off.
I think typically you that's how you kill it. That's like they say, like running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah.
That's where the phrase comes
so.
from.
You're like sawing a chicken
I was-
alive.
Yeah. It was so bad. Yeah. And then when it finally broke through, blood squirted on me,
Yeah.
and I was.
Were your
I was-
kids around?
Maddox watched the first one, and then he goes, "Nope, I'm out," and he went with Savannah. They went in town, but
You'll have to tell me if the ones that suffered more are more delicious.
Yeah.
They-
Trying
it's something. Yeah, I got
All
a
right.
strong opinion that's quick.
Oh, quick.
We shouldn't put up Christmas lights before Thanksgiving. My wife just decorated for Christmas already. Our house
Okay,
is
well,
all
you're
Christmas.
wrong. You're wrong.
I agree with
you're
you.
Wrong. No, listen. Thanksgiving is a day. Christmas is a season.
All right,
We are
we'll
in-
Yeah,
talk
the
about
season
it.
starts
We'll
in
talk about it. This is Dan
December.
signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo, sit. Good dog.
I've spoken.
Good night, Lauer Patch Kids, and especially you on YouTube, Jimmy M-618, who said that he loves us and we need to quit complaining. We're a hit. Go with it. Your humility is cute, though, with a smiley face. Cute. Thank you, Jimmy M.
I'll take cute.
Yeah, coming from a guy, though. You know, I don't know. Probably one of Preston's friends.